And believe me, where this place is, it's not like you're at Michigan State or
Yeah,
U
you
of
just
M.
walk over,
No.
yeah.
You're in the middle of nowhere. You know.
Right.
Like since you run by this tobacco field, this cotton field, then you run by another tobacco field, then another tobacco field, then a couple of cotton fields.
Robert.
That's all it is.
Guess we were on Robert, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look up some hints on Robert to see if I can get anything. Do you know much past Robert?
Here, this is what I just. Oh no! Here's the only thing I know on Robert.
He had a child named Fred, right?
Yeah.
All right. Frederick. Because I'm a little bit interested in getting to the let. Gracie G. French. It is saying Gracie quote
Yeah.
Frederick, born in West Virginia. Carl, also born in West Virginia. Let's see.
This is the Robert French that's my grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah. And then here's his father.
Yeah.
John William.
This would not be one of those occasions.
It appears.
Not Hamlin and Thekla. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, what an absolute airball.
Let's see what this one says.
Let's see if my dad wrote anything in here about them.
Look at that. Kansas is 1 for 6. Missouri is 1 for 18 for 3-pointers.
John William, huh?
Almost like
Not the guys that come up on here.
Well, I just found this last week or 2 weeks ago.
How'd you find that one?
On this website, Family Search. It appears to be Mormons. And
Mary and John. This is going to be a tough one.
they didn't ever tell us, they didn't ever talk about the rest. Yeah, look at here. My father's grandfather's name was John William French. That's him.
Okay.
He's got that here written down.
Oh, and that's in England, huh?
He was born in England.
How do you spell it? Magda. L-E-N-E. Rich Kent. And does he have a death on that one?
No.
Oh, he does have a birthday though. 28th December 1844.
Now, according to my dad, though, his wife was Maggie Carlin French, and according to this, oh no, that's his mother. Oh yeah. So that's John William French's mother. So it doesn't tell us about his wife.
So there's another Robert French that comes up. Is that it?
No, Robert French is my father's father,
Roads weren't as bad as we thought.
and that's his.
I mean, they might get that way, but at least the drive here was.
That's Robert French's father's name. Oh yeah, and
It wasn't supposed to
but
snow.
but this is about.
Or get ice.
So John's father and mother would be Robert and Mary.
I thought, like I heard yesterday.
Robert and Mary
it was
Ann,
supposed to,
yeah.
But I didn't think it was supposed to start till
Right.
later today.
And of those folks, we don't have very much information.
No.
But another Robert, that's cool.
Because they're like, I guess Thursday night they were disappointed.
John William French and Maggie Carlin
They had
French
it was see
his wife.
Howell's Theater. It's pretty
Oh,
good
okay.
size.
For
I bet
John's
it
wife?
seats-
John's wife.
Okay. Let me get this in
You got lots of Johnson Roberts.
600 or 700 maybe.
We get to my mother's side, we get to the
But the
Edwards.
front of it,
That's where you got good stuff on
you can block
Birdie.
off
Was
the
her real
back.
name Berta? I get
No,
to
her
that.
real name is
They have these two
Birdie.
things in the back they call
B-I-R-D-I-E,
back.
Birdie.
Probably another.
View
I'd say
his
100
tree.
seats in
I'm gonna
each one
do
of
John
those.
William for a second here.
Well, last night they opened them up. The first night they didn't.
Spouse. I need to add a
But-
spouse to
His
it.
spouse is
Thursday night was
Maggie.
just a lot of the parents and family
Carlin.
that came opening
That's
night.
the last
wanted
name?
to make sure they saw it.
French.
You know,
I don't know.
and
Okay.
last night
I
there
don't know if that was her
so
maiden
many
name, but that's what
kids
in my canis my dad.
from the
Any
elementary
dates?
schools
Nope,
and
dates,
such,
no
so
dates.
And
they
she
did
had
have to
Robert
open up
French in
we were doing tickets last
1872.
night,
But we do have Maggie Carlin. Oh yeah, Maggie Carlin French's father's name
but
is Samuel Carlin.
yeah, there's gotta be because there's.
Oh, I
we
didn't
were in
remember
row
that.
I. Yeah, we were in like row I, and I bet it goes back.
Father?
To, there's probably 20 rows,
Samuel
and
Carlin.
there's
Any dates? Places?
there's
Nope.
at least 30 seats in each
No,
row.
that's-
because
he's the
there's
only
no
one
center
mentioned.
aisle, you know, so it goes
We
all
must
the
have
way
lost
down.
track of all
So
these people. When was
yeah, I
this
bet
guy
there's
born?
500 in the front,
1845.
another 100 in the back in each one.
John Williams.
It's a big place, but it was pretty full last night. So I
So
hope the same
this
thing is
Samuel
tonight.
Carlin.
Because she said we were
I'm gonna look a
coming out, I
little bit
said,
at John
"Well, you sold
William
out of
French.
a lot of tickets tonight because there were stacks and they were grabbing more." And she said, "Oh, good, because I spent a lot of money on this thing and we gotta make this back." So
Okay, so we have down John William French, born on the
They kept saying how
28th of
expensive it
December,
was to put this thing out.
1844.
I don't know if Disney charges a lot for the
Yeah.
scripts and
Magdalene.
stuff, but I mean, I can't imagine that the costumes
Death,
and everything.
no
are gonna
death
be the same.
date.
Anything you do is gonna
Father,
be expensive.
Robert.
Right?
You know, it just
There's a
is.
possibility if I get to Hillsborough with Judy, and I go to that cemetery, I might be able to find that out. Because he probably died in Illinois, although it does show Ohio. Ohio comes up for my grandfather Robert French.
So they hold off on tip off until it's on TV?
They might for a little bit,
Just something else?
but they won't do it for very long. Maybe 10 minutes.
Trying to figure out more about John William French, whose father's name was Robert French.
It's almost 8 after right now.
Who had a son named Robert French
We're not
and a
going
son
tonight.
named William.
We're going to a birthday party.
Don't know any of that.
So and I were missing the program.
Thursday,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going
All
tomorrow. We got a
right,
bunch
let's
of
look
people
at this
coming
image.
tomorrow. And she's not getting flowers tonight.
Aw.
She's been getting flowers every night. She's not getting flowers.
Told Jamie what I got her.
Oh, the charm, yeah. Get her a teapot charm. That kind of stuff.
Aha, this has got to
It's
be it.
damaged by the tornado.
All right.
Last year a tornado came through Dundee.
Mom.
And
This
ripped-
is a census from
I don't know how much
1861.
actual structural
Here we
damage
have
it did to that
Robert
place, but
French,
it ripped all the side.
the head.
It's
age
right next to
49.
Cabela's. And it just, yeah, they're getting ready to.
William French, age 17.
Yeah,
In
they're not going back.
1861, a 17-year-old would have been born in 44. 44. So that's got to be, I'm assuming, him, William, and Robert. It says John William. though.
Yeah. But they did that. Lots of times they call people by their middle names, it seems to me.
Right. Now, I didn't think that this one was, right, had listed a different place of England. Okay. So, and I looked at this and I saw Magdalene. And I looked at this one and it said Middlesex. But scroll over.
Then they'll be. They got a kid coming
Shoemaker.
from Southfield.
I don't know what this is.
He's only like 6'1" or 6'2", but evidently
Middlesex.
lights out. But
Same
I don't,
thing.
You know, it just depends on, you know.
Looks like it. It looks like Magdalene.
Not doing college. There's no doubt about that. So.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that that's it. You know.
Yeah.
That looks like that word.
That word, yeah.
So I'm gonna put that in there. Let's see what comes out. Middlesex. I'm gonna have to learn a little bit more about the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Geographically.
But my father's side, this one that you're looking at now, they're the only ones that came from Europe that shows up. Everybody else was here.
This is listed as Marylebone. That's how they came up. That's how they listed it.
Really?
Spelling wise, what we just looked at, they listed it as Marylebone.
Oh yeah, Mary Magdalene. So it's probably, that might be the French way of saying Mary Magdalene. Mary Lebon. Mary the whatever.
If we could hit that.
Germany, French, Magdalene.
Come on.
Alright. Birthplace. Do that. Parents of John French. Robert, we already had 11 French. Let's see. Middlesex.
I wonder how Green's ankle is. Kind of doesn't. He looks like he's like.
See, I don't know how to get to the other side of that. I'm stuck when I bring up the census, and I'm stuck here. I can't get to the other side of the page. I do it at the library.
Yeah, the only 2 games they lost were both on the road to ranked teams.
See, this is what I gotta figure out though right now too. Is it lists this person that we just looked at?
That we decided?
Yeah. It lists the mother's name as Margaret Mann. And this is listed as Mary Ann. So what I'm gonna look for is why they have that name. And see, like we just found how the name is written down here was but we looked at it. So we gotta figure out if Margaret Mann
Is
Mary Ann. Or if we get a real clear record that says, no, this is definitely not the right route. Because it's could be very easy. Man, M-A-N-N. I mean, that's the only one letter off from Ann. So you gotta see, because I was gonna show you, but
Oh, yeah.
Ira. There's a census. It's blurry and it looks like an O, or is it an O? It looks like a P. Yeah, it looks like a P. It looks like whatever it's not.
Yeah. Well, and you can see all the mistakes because they call my mother different names, not Birdie, and my grandmother L-E-T-T is L-I-T-T, and then I went back, but I can't find those papers that it got to K-I-D-D.
Yes, yeah, K-I-D-D.
Yeah.
Came across that.
Did you? Yeah, because that's how L-E-T-T came out when I was
That was the
looking.
game I was at. So Michigan State's killing Ohio State in the first half, and I go down to buy a hot dog, and this kid at the concession stand, I thought he wasn't going to sell me the hot dog. I said, dude, believe me, Michigan State will find a way to screw this game up and lose this, because that's what they always did. And I went back in the 4th quarter, and they were getting beat. I said, see, I told you so. Now can I have a hot dog?